Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Victoria Free, and today we're doing it a bit specially because this stupid guy, forgot to turn on his mic. So we did a 48-minute episode of, playing Victoria without actually recording any audio at all. Well done, Daniel. Well done. Hold up 1 second. Unfortunately, Daniel with glasses, you are not too much smarter than Daniel without glasses. Because you forgot to double check when you did your recording that recording a video actually includes all the information. No, of course not. You didn't double check that. So we can't say money, authority, and bureaucracy and stuff like that. Or at the very bottom, some stuff you cut off right there. Not as important, but still. Ugh. This is probably my worst episode ever, but bear with me and hope you can enjoy this somehow, and we'll be back as normal next time. Ugh. So we're doing this kind of reaction style of me reacting to my own episode, and you can see me live by not live, by me live having glasses. So right now, I just did a very quick summary of how well things are going in my nation. Not good, but not bad either. Things are kind of well. We do have to worry about the great powers, because they are gonna interfere with us one way or another. We need to start becoming strong enough so we can actually fight against them. Our quality is pretty much the same as them. They just have so many more troops. So we started discussing as well where I need to start building up my military. Oh, perfect timing, Daniel. I haven't done any kind of recording or rewatching, so I'm not sure when I'm going to speak about different things, but kind of timed it perfectly. But, of course, we can't get it higher than barracks level 5, just because of the issue where, issue, we are natural militia, which means barracks are locked to level 5. So we need to get that level up, and for that, we, of course, are going to switch a lot to professional army eventually. Otherwise, we're just keep building up our nation's industry quite a lot in general. We're looking reasonably well. We're 36 million GDP, 18 million Daniels, and a reasonable amount of, radicals and loyalists. And there you saw me going through the laws right there and saying, yeah, national militia, not the worst thing ever, but not the greatest one either. And I am not 100% sure how all those constructs work in actual wartime. I am now, after this episode, but that's happening later. We'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, we really do want to switch to professional militia, professional army, and that's what we're trying to do right here. So right now I checked our budget and where all money goes from, and apparently we're paying so much for currently our iron, so we realized we should do a major push on it. And as you're gonna see very, very soon, we're gonna save so much money on this. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful how much money we're gonna earn on it. Well, not earn, but save, I guess, since we're paying a premium price for every piece of iron, and we have enough building slots and population to work it, so we should really focus on it. Otherwise, most of our research is now focused on just getting that production stuff up and rolling. And as you saw very quickly there, that pop-up, which I think I accidentally clicked it away, so I didn't notice it. We've been kind of terrible at actually switching production methods once they've actually come online and once we finally research them. So when I eventually start doing it, let's see, that's going to be actually quite far into the future of the video. We're going to see some fantastic changes. So here, let's actually see if I can skip the video a tiny bit. There we go, we got census. Our income is still decent, but yeah, we're still building iron mine. Let's see right now. Right, I was starting to think about, so we had our first election right now. I'm just going to pause the video, and we realized that we're going to have to do some changes right here in what we want to spend our authority on and what we don't want to spend our authority on. So we're going to start boosting the industrialist and the intelligesta to kind of get those a bit more radical ideas, and radical in the sense of democracy and freedom rather than landowners and monarchy. So we're gonna see what happens right here. So I'm switching that, getting those both boosted, double checking if we have any kind of laws that we can actually switch to. Let's see. Nothing too strange in here. We went from like 80, 90k spending on iron down to 50k. So that's absolutely fantastic. Let's see what else happens. Yeah, we're thinking more about what kind of political decisions we were doing all the time. Since we do need to get that rural folk, industrialist, intelligent armed force, basically everyone that is not currently in our government, we want them to be in our government. That's really, really going to help us. But we're temporarily going to get a hit on legitimacy, which might increase our radicals, which it already has. So it's just something we're going to have to accept and then see later. We did... Oh, Daniel, you really forgot about that. So I discussed quite a bit that our literacy is actually looking pretty good right now if you compare with how we begun it. But it can still be improved, and we really, really should it. And I think I ignored it for the rest of the episode. Maybe this is how I should do my content, because I'm realizing this stuff I actually forget. Let's see. Yeah, we had our first election. Actually, this might have been the second one, but we finally got enough people of some new, well, parties, so we might be able to do something fun. Let's see, did we actually get anything from this? Dedicated police force, that would have been beautiful to get. Let's see, we tried with professional army once, or is it called professional army? Yeah, now I'm saying professional army once. Completely failed immediately in the first try, so yeah, we just skipped that. Me is accidentally pressing that, trying to boost the armored forces right now, and let's see, where are otherwise? What was actually my plan right there? I think I more or less summarized the entire episode in like 2 seconds. We realized that we're missing tons and tons of coal, so we did an absolutely major push on it. It's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna drown in money. And here I realized that I was actually missing grain, and have probably been doing it for a very long time. So we started doing right there as well, a very big push for it. And now I'm discussing how incredibly stupid I am for completely forgetting about upgrading production methods. Here we spoke about, yeah, we don't have a navy, we're not gonna have a navy, so unnecessary for us to upgrade that. And I looked through all of this and realizing that, wait a minute, we should probably get dynamite, and that's probably more important than most of the other things we're doing. Sure, getting central archives, beautiful for bureaucracy. We don't need more money, we're actually earning quite a bit. Thank God for those iron mines, they really helped out. So went in here, picked dynamite, and I think we went into military to realize that what should we actually pick right here? Exactly, rifling. So we want to pick every single level. Well, basically we want to pick every single tech from each tier, so the next tier becomes a bit cheaper to do later. And let's see, what do we pick for law right now this time? Nothing? No, yeah, exactly, nothing. Let's see. Oh, here, our fantastic war against Darfur. We realized that we're probably not gonna fight against France or England for quite a while, but let's go for Darfur, because they're not gonna get any support, and bam, Russia invaded. Or Russia joined them, and I was like, but that's fine. Russia can't get troops here, because they don't have a navy path, they don't have a land path. It's gonna be fine. They can't actually get involved right there, so we're alright. So I'm gonna do something super, super sneaky. I realized they had 104 million GDP, and I was like, oh. We're gonna wait until the very last second, because always against every action, most likely, at least, still in this game, in almost all Paradise games, the AI still needs a little while to kind of recalculate some things. So we waited now until value 79, so just before you can't do any more war goal actions. Selected Russian war reparation, and sure, it is gonna be escalation pause for 5 days right there. But is that enough for the AI to recalculate that Russian AI maybe won something from this war? I don't think it was, because they didn't counter-add anything. So right now, we are now demanding something from Russia, and they're demanding nothing from us. So I was so happy about this. They have 5 troops right there. We're just gonna walk into it, and did you see that? I missed it. Somehow, I don't know how, Russia have added troops to their side. I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. I have enough troops. And then I'm realizing, why am I losing this? How are they having 75 defense? And still, I'm not realizing that Russia have actually sent any troops right there, even though it was staring me right in the face. Because it says right now, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can. That's not the Russian flag. It says they had 5 troops in total. I'm like, but they didn't have that kind of defense. How in hell do they have 100 defense? I still don't get how this battle happened. This should just straight have been me against Darfur. I don't see how, but this must have been Russian troops. Still, I don't understand how they had 100 defense, because I don't even have 100 defense. Russia shouldn't have it either, and they never have it through the rest of the war. I must have had the worst modifiers, they must have had the best general with the best modifiers, and now I'm realizing, oh crap, it's Russia. But it's fine, I have about the same amount of troops, I have much better defense, and they're still winning. And they keep winning. I start mobilizing my entire nation, and I'm realizing that conscripting and actually mobilizing conscriptions takes a very long time. So we mobilize everyone. Come on, there we go. Everyone in the entire nation. We get another leader because I need, well, everyone to be able to get to the front line. Even though they should be able to handle it. I felt like 3 leaders might be fine. Maybe I can have 2 at defense, 1 at offense. And I just keep losing, and I keep losing, and I keep losing, and I keep losing. And I just start losing tons and tons of money right now. I massively increased the amount of ammo and arms factories I have. I didn't get how I lost this war so hard. I kind of started getting it once we mobilized everyone because our weapons and ammo were spread out way too thinly. But when we had even numbers, I still lost like 4 times the amount of troops. And it was I was really hoping on your like help with it. But it seemed like when I realized it much later, what they had was medical equipment to their troops, which helped them with moral recovery and saved so many more men than us. So our troops basically just gave up to much more quickly, even though our numbers in the beginning were very similar, or I even had better troops stats than they did, and more men in the engagement. I still lost the battles because more of mine just fled and disappeared. So tech-wise, so kinda a bit for the rest of the episode, I started focusing a lot on just teching myself up. And I also started realizing that, Daniel, maybe it's a good idea to fix the production methods and, of course, build enough food for your population, because that was still kind of ridiculous. It's ended with us building like 40, 50 more millet farms before we finally had enough. And here I'm looking, oh, dynamite, that's something I want. We did the rifling, and then we get the triage. Get the first medical equipment, and it's a big difference. Oh, and we talked a lot about how I need to push down further, and maybe even get modern nursing. I think I picked the tech even a bit later, but we realized that we don't have enough opium to actually be able to do it. We're still trying to just improve relationship with all great power, so they won't actually involve themselves with us, but yeah, we'll see exactly how things work. We banned dueling. We are just bumping up since we started earning so much money and had so much golden reserve. We went a bit crazy with construction sectors, and how that went was absolutely fantastic because we just started gaining so much construction. We have 197 now, 200, and we just kept squeezing out more and more. And here's me crying even a bit more that, well, we lost that war, and double check that we had the right pay structure for the military. Let's see, we missed something else as well. Yeah, professional army, I'm trying to do that one more time, and yeah, maybe that moral loss also helped because Russia has professional army, potentially. Let's see. Yeah, me trying to check what Austria, why they're pissed at me, because they suddenly became hostile against us, but we can't have a relationship with them. Let's see. Oh, yes. We started seeing that we could potentially switch, but that will 100% lead to civil war. So we said, okay, let's just wait a tiny bit. And I saw something I liked right there. It's like, wait a minute. I have a lot of land I could potentially colonize. So we should start that up. And that I did. And it's, well, you're gonna see it a bit later. But it's also hitting me that, oh, wait a minute. Even though we live in this area, we're still gonna have to pay the malaria costs. So we're gonna start colonizing very, very slowly. And there you can see even more coal mines, even more tool workshop, even more logging camps. We're missing logs like there were no tomorrow. And I think that was more or less the entire episode. So this is more of a, I should maybe not call it a reaction, but a quick recap of what happened. There we go. Oh, here. Oh, Daniel, can we please find it a bit quicker? There we go. We realized that minus 25% moral loss. It had to be what actually cost us that war. It had to be what cost us that war. Our troops just gave up a bit too quickly and fled and died a bit more. Because they probably had, we went through it probably early right there, but some text that gave them more, well, killing rate, machine guns, which doesn't show really well in attack versus defense when you actually just check the numbers, but probably one of the reasons they had more attack than me when I tried to attack them. Let's see, enlistment office, yeah. Double checking what military text I wanted, realizing that Daniel, for the love of God, again, I had received a lot of techs and I hadn't actually upgraded my production methods. Even when I got dynamite, the one thing I probably spoke about it for a couple of minutes, like, I really need to get this because it's gonna be so good for me. I forgot about it for quite a while as well. Alright, what I lost from the war with Darfur was this war operation. We paid them like 15k for 4 years until 88, so not really a big problem. So it was pretty nice. And now when I'm starting to tech up and change production methods, we always pick the options that give us research. Just anything that can help us get the next tech a bit faster, that's what we picked. And here, getting more dynamite because we were severely lacking it, and we also started focusing on our production and getting more chemical plants, and everything went fine actually. Our GDP skyrocketed. After it slightly had a dip to 48 because a severe lack of dynamite made all the industry stops. But if you just skip like a few minutes at a time, boom, we are above what we had and even more. We're up to 51 million GDP. We're halfway to a million. I made a good celebration for that as well. Oh god, I hate doing this. Like, I'm gonna be so double checking my mic if it's muted every single time from now on. This is not really a good way of doing content, I think. But, well, maybe you just want a quick-ish summary of this. So, yeah, we were struggling a bit more with political parties. We're realizing with all the radical law changes we're doing, well, all parties were not super happy with it. And, yeah, they kind of became even stronger, even though we tried to suppress them or boost the ones we wanted. So that was not fantastic. And I think that was more or less the episode. We massively increased our industry, we increased our army, we realized what we were lacking within our army. We are starting to get a couple of good stuff. Oh, we did integrate the landowners into this party setup. There we go, we were suppressing them so we couldn't. Come on. There we go, 61. We saw a success rate of 49 to switch to professional army. And for the first time ever, I actually got 3 setbacks and failed with the law. The one time when it's actually been really crucial for me to get it. So I was pretty pissed at that. We're getting some secret police so we can actually push down this revolt from, from the rural folk. Rural, because they want to keep natural militia. Really irritating, but... So next time we're gonna try to do professional army one more time. We're gonna massively build up our military. We need to crush Darfur and then go into Egypt. If, like I said, we're gonna do a non-naval run, we need to take all that land by land and eventually get into like the Middle East and maybe India and stuff like that to get that opium that we need. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this kind of weird summary style of episode. Hope it's not too terrible, and I'll hope you join me next time when I'm actually not muted and give myself facepalm for realizing that I forget. Let's just rewatch that one more time. Being super happy about getting a good episode, looking at the symbol, seeing a red light, facepalming. Guys, everyone, have a nice evening, have a nice night, and hopefully when you record the episode, you actually unmute. Bye, and bye.